The crowded streets of New York City, cars, buses, trucks, and pedestrians. Maybe in the near future, you're going to add to that scooters. That's right, a proposal that would make it legal to ride an electric scooter down the streets of New York. Can't do it now, but it could be coming soon. John Schiumo has the story. John, what do you got?
Bill, when I lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn, I once was walking down the sidewalk, had to jump out of the way of a delivery man on a motorized scooter, and he continued down the sidewalk filled with children. The children were just jumping out of the way as this guy went off to make his delivery. As you said, electric scooters are illegal in New York City, but some city council lawmakers are looking to perhaps change that. Legislation is being drafted for the city's first scooter share program. It's something that's already being done in some big cities like Los Angeles, Minneapolis, and Atlanta. It's being considered elsewhere as a lot of urban areas shift away from cars. This bill would change a law that had been intended to block those stand-up Segway-style motorized vehicles from city streets. Supporters of the idea say scooters are perfect for short trips in areas that don't have a lot of mass transit, and they could also help those L train riders who face a nightmare commute next year when the subway tunnel connecting Brooklyn and Manhattan shuts down for repairs. City Councilman Raphael Espinal, a Democrat from Brooklyn, thinks New York is ready to welcome scooters to the landscape. Take a listen.
Well, New York City has transportation issues that we're all aware of, one being congestion, and two, MTA that's unreliable. So I think it just makes sense for the city of New York to expand different transportation alternatives that people can use to zip around the 5 boroughs.
Now, we'll see if the rest of the city council likes the idea. A bill is perhaps going to be introduced at some point in the fall. Council Speaker Corey Johnson said he's open to it, and a spokesman for the Department of Transportation says Mayor de Blasio is not outright opposed. Kind of a lukewarm endorsement, perhaps. So, will New York City look more like Rome in a couple of years? Soon find out. Bill?
All right, thanks, John. Let's bring in our A-plus panel for tonight's show. I'm joined by Republican strategist Allison Young. Good to see you, Allison.
Hey, Bill.
Attorney and founder of the Save Jersey blog, Matt Rooney, back with us. Good to see you, Matt.
Good to see you.
Allison, I'm going to start with you. I love this idea. I'm not so sure. It's not a government mandate coming in and saying you have to replace your car or your bus. It just allows people to do what a lot of folks, as you heard John say, people are doing anyway. You
know, I, as someone who is a frequent pedestrian, I live in the city, I walk in the city, and I live on a street with a bike lane. I think the big concern for me is going to be, are they treated as vehicles? Are they treated as bikes? Are they street legal? Are they sidewalk legal? Where do they go, and how is it going to be enforced?
It would seem to me, Matt, that it would have to be treated as a vehicle. You put a license plate on it and you make sure they're following the rules of the road. It's not like traffic is moving that fast in Manhattan anyway.
It has a motor on it, so it probably will be treated as such. And look, I don't know why de Blasio is so lukewarm to this. He's a Europhile for everything else, so why wouldn't he want to add Vespas to his little socialist paradise? But listen, I don't know if it's going to actually alleviate traffic, but at the end of the day, it's not harming anyone. I suspect that it will have some impact. Why not?
I wonder, you know, in terms of this, at what point do they say we're then going to add a tax on every vehicle that's not a scooter? So that might be why de Blasio is holding
Well, and when
out.
do we start hearing from the environmentalists too, who are saying it's going to get cars off the road, it's a great thing, but then they're the same people who are going to oppose the congestion that it's causing in the bike lanes, right? So there's going to be a conflict over this.
If it moves, they'll tax it.
Keep us posted, John. Thank you.
Will do.